Hemmer has been a construction leader in the greater Cincinnati region since 1921 and a premier provider of construction services throughout the region. Our mission is to become a trusted building partner. Most clients choose us because of our ability to provide single-source design-build solutions for their construction needs. Hemmer's success lies in an ability to get the job done by managing and directing projects from the earliest conceptual idea through completion, utilizing a fast-track approach, on time, within budget, and with total customer satisfaction. Hemmer places veteran field personnel at the project site to ensure that the work is progressing according to the plans. One of the benefits of nearly a century in business is strong relationships with best-in-class subcontractors throughout the region. Many subcontractors have worked with Hemmer for years, enabling us to assemble the best team for each project and ensure that work is done to Hemmer's exacting standards and that everyone ends their workday safely. That's why we'll spend time to refresh you on overall safety, the importance of the right PPE, and bring you up to speed on site-specific risk management before you ever step foot on the job site. You are a big part of our business model, built on leveraging our knowledge with other professionals to provide third-party objectivity and construction expertise, all with the primary goal of maximizing the value of each client's investment. Doing your best work safely is why you are appreciated as a subcontractor on our job site.
Paul Hemmer takes your safety seriously. The Focus on Safety program has been designed and implemented by Paul Hemmer Company to eliminate unplanned occurrences and accidents on our project sites. No job, task, or schedule is more important than the safety and health of the employee. No one should feel they must compromise their safety or the safety of others when dealing with construction challenges such as cost, schedule, or quality. At the Paul Hemmer Company, the long-term goal is to create a lasting impact on the construction industry in terms of workplace safety. We want you to feel confident about what you've learned and retained about safety on the job site and learn about our Focus on Safety program. Let's spend a few minutes focusing on overall safety as well as how to mitigate risk on this job site. Testing will take place after viewing this video before you'll be allowed onto the worksite. The Paul Hemmer orientation agenda is all about safety. We want you to meet your goals safely. Now keep in mind that safety is everyone's responsibility and operating safely is non-negotiable. You'll be notified of dangerous conditions, accidents, incidents, and near misses. And remember, if it's not safe, don't do it. Site-specific requirements for the site you are on are kept in a binder on this job site. They are available and reviewable at any time. This information includes emergency response information, your company medical treatment facility, daily equipment and tool inspections, proof of training for any equipment operated on site or tools that require training, safe plan of action, and accident and incident reports to include any near misses. In addition, a site map is posted on each job site, usually kept in the general contractor's trailer. The following required permits, documentation, kits, and additional information are also on site at all times for review. Digging permits, no markings, no digging. Hot work permits, ensure fire watch is maintained and adequate extinguishers are nearby. Contractor evacuation procedures, first aid, CPR, and bloodborne pathogen kits, restocked and refilled as needed. Respirator usage information, documented information for medical clearance and fit test. GFCI protection at all times, and proper housekeeping at all times. Let's review the key elements of our safety program. Proper clothing. Shirts with sleeves, long pants, and work boots must be worn at all times on site. Eye protection must be worn at all times on site except when in a safe zone. Hard hats must be worn at all times on site except when in a safe zone. High visibility clothing must be worn at all times on site. Proper gloves must be worn at all times when performing certain work on the site. Huddle meetings are held before the start of each shift to discuss daily work plan, the hazards involved in that work, and steps to eliminate the hazards. All employees must be present in this meeting, and it shall be led by the on-site subcontractor leader. Were you aware that 4 categories of hazards account for the majority of all serious accidents and fatalities in the construction industry? These 4 categories are falls, being struck by something, getting caught in between something, and shock or electrocution. No unsafe behaviors will be tolerated on Paul Hemmer Company job sites. Violation of these behaviors will result in a much higher level of accountability. We believe all accidents, incidents, and near misses can be prevented if the correct approach to the work is followed. The following are considered non-negotiable behaviors associated with potential fall hazards on any Paul Hemmer Company job site. You must wear fall protection equipment when working at heights of 6 feet or greater. Properly use fall protection equipment or systems. Exposed holes that are large enough for a person to pass through must be protected and marked. No component of a fall protection system, including ladders, scaffolding, and aerial lifts, can be altered or disabled in any way. Ladders, scaffolding, or aerial lifts must always be used in a proper way. Let's look at struck-by hazards. The following behaviors are considered non-negotiable when associated with struck-by hazards on any Paul Hemmer Company job site. Danger warning barriers are there for your safety. Do not cross or disregard a posting without proper authorization. Always drop debris from a building in proper chutes or other approved alternative procedures. Only ride equipment designed for multiple passengers. Never hitch a ride on equipment meant for a single driver. Use equipment that is in good working condition. Damaged or altered equipment is not safe to use. Warning barriers must be in place and observed to prevent overhead struck-by hazards. The following behaviors are considered non-negotiable when associated with caught-in-between hazards on any Paul Hemmer Company job site. Never work in an unprotected trench or excavation that's 5 feet or greater in depth. Always survey for underground utilities prior to digging. Swing radius or pinch points for cranes and other heavy equipment must always be properly barricaded. Do not enter areas on the job site where heavy equipment or cranes carry overhead loads. Always operate equipment properly and never in a reckless manner. The following behaviors are considered non-negotiable when associated with electrical hazards on a job site. Keep equipment, ladders, scaffolding, or long-handled tools more than 10 feet away from power lines. You must use a ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI, when using temporary wiring, including extension cords. Keep yourself and others away from live electrical conductors greater than 50 volts. Make sure to have proper personal protective equipment and procedures in place when working around live electric. Maintain guards, locks, tags, or other safety devices to protect employees or the public from live electric. Unauthorized altering, bypassing, or removal of any safety device is strictly forbidden. The Focus on Safety program was created to increase safety awareness by getting everyone to take responsibility for working safely. Through planning and focused accountability, we believe that every individual will recognize the hazards associated with the construction workplace. With a positive and enthusiastic change in attitude and behavior, everyone will play an active role in eliminating unplanned accidents and injuries. However, if a first offense does occur on the non-negotiable behaviors previously outlined, those involved will be removed from the job site for the day and/or next day if the offense takes place during the second half of a work shift. If the employee is a supervisor, or if the individual supervisor is not available, the employee may be directed to leave the site and the incident will be reported to appropriate management. The subcontractor's employer will be formally notified of disciplinary action. Upon return, the employee will receive a handout regarding the non-negotiable behavior Focus on Safety hazard. The employee must read, sign, and date the handout, and then discuss the hazard at the next huddle meeting. Second offense by an individual subcontractor employee same hazard category as first offense within 1 year, or different hazard category within 3 months, will not be permitted to work on any Paul Hemmer Company project for 1 year. Prior to return, the subcontractor employer must propose remediation and/or training for the individual. Paul Hemmer Company management must review the proposed remediation and/or training. Proof of training must be provided before the individual is permitted to return to a Paul Hemmer Company job site. Now is the time to understand the specific expectation on this Paul Hemmer Company job site. Remember, a site map is available to you. Your job site leader will share what property is off limits and any issues to be aware of with construction traffic and pedestrian concerns. You also need to know about scheduled job site deliveries, parking for the job site, historical conditions, and any issues they present, as well as any specific owner requirements. All this information is important to your safety on this job site. At the Paul Hemmer Company, we believe safety on the job is the top priority. We believe that safety is every employee's responsibility. We encourage safety input from our contractors and employees. Almost all accidents are preventable, so take the time to stop and think before you act. We want to make sure you get home safely today.